Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Get Stuck on Sports TV edition right here on Thumbcoast TV. Today, an abbreviated show, not a lot to talk about as the basketball season has come to an end for all but one team in the area, and Dennis, baseball and softball are upon us for the most part, not for about a week and a half. There will be a light sprinkling of games, but we'll really jump into it when we turn the calendar to the month of April. So we'll put kind of a cap on basketball season as Yale fell to Detroit Country Day in the regional final. Dennis, they gave a good effort, but that Country Day team, the difference was extremely noticeable. A team that has several Division I players compared to a team whose best player is still fighting for her first D1 offer.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is another one of those games, Brady, where one bad quarter is the difference, and it was the first quarter. Country Day came storming out of the gate. I think they fell behind 2-0, and then they won the first quarter 22-9. And Jayla Jackson had 20 points with 6:10 to go in the first half, and ended up scoring 36, and she was just sensational.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and again, with Country Day, they win the game 66-49, and the talent disparity was just there. Like, Yale's a very nice team. They are a solid group of kids. Sadie is as good of a basketball player we've seen on the girls' side in this area since we've been doing this. But Country Day was just absolutely loaded. There really wasn't much they could do about it.
Yeah, I mean, Yale's two best players were their two best players. Sadie scored 21, Barr had 17. Thought she had a really nice regional. Mm-hmm. But Country Day has 4 or 5 best players. And that's really where these two teams get separated because as good as Jackson was, Ariana Wiggins had a really good game. Just everybody who shot a 3 made it. Like they don't miss, especially in the clutch or those times of the game where you're like, ooh, Yale's making a pitch. They just need to get a stop here. Nope, right down the middle. Mm-hmm. Kid gets wide open and knocks down a 3, and it's somebody who hasn't taken a shot the entire game, but it's just they confidently knock it down, and they don't miss at the free throw line.
No, and the other thing is that athletically they were able to keep up with Sadie for the most part where, hey, even when they play Armada, we liked a lot of the girls on Armada, but they sometimes would be a half step or a step behind Sadie, where Country Day, not only did they have, they could throw their best defender at her, if they were setting screens, trying everything they could to get her loose, they just switch and you wouldn't notice a difference, that they were always step for step with her.
And Country Day was quicker, especially defensively. Yale could not keep up. The guards were just blowing by them and getting easy baskets to the bucket in their half-court offense.
Right. And, a sensational season for Yale comes to an end. That was their first ever crack at a regional championship. They get a share of the BWAC title. Obviously, they beat Armada in the rubber match in the semifinal. A very strong season, unfortunately, comes to an end with kind of a quiet finish for them.
Yeah, but 22 wins, and they did win a regional semifinal against a big rival.
School records.
Nothing to sneeze at with a league title and a district title. And again, we get another year of Sadie Dykstra next year, so looking forward to that.
Unfortunately, everyone but one player for that Country Day team comes back as well.
Yes, yeah, they were sophomore heavy, and those were their best players.
Yeah, so that gets scary. One other game that we want to at least mention, Sandusky gets a 70-52 win over Genesee. Aldemont and the Wolves win a 3rd straight regional title. They are on to a D3 quarterfinal. Down at West Bloomfield when they get a rematch with Lutheran Northwest, the team that ended their season last year.
Yeah, interesting. Now, Sandusky's not going to score 70 points again. This is just the way that Genesee plays. They're basically a one-person team. The Zinn girls scores all of their points, and they run up and down the court, and they don't really worry about defense. I think Imlay City scored 69 on them the day that I saw them play. So that Sandusky, everybody's scoring 70 points on Genesee, but where the Wolves are better than most people is that they hold these teams down. And for Genesee, 50 or 52 points is kind of low for them because because the Zinn girl usually scores in the 30s for them.
And I know that Sandusky, we kind of just get numb to all their success, but 3 straight regional titles. You're hard-pressed to find a school we cover in any sport that wins 3 straight regional titles. So Altamont just keeps getting it done.
And it was their 31st district title since
In
like
40,
85.
Yeah, in like 40 years or something.
Yeah.
There had been 9 times they hadn't won a district, and their 3rd straight regional. It's just, it's kind of dumb what he's been able to accomplish in a
nice way.
Yes, in a very nice way. So that's all we have for today's Get Stuck on Sports TV edition. Again, baseball and softball coming down the pipe here in a bit. Put a bow on basketball season. We will see you in a couple weeks, off for spring break next week, and then dive headfirst into spring sports when we come back in 2 weeks' time. Thank you so much for watching. He's Dennis Stuckey. I'm Brady Beedon, and you've been watching the Get Stuck on Sports TV edition right here on Thumbcoast TV.